Hello everyone, Firemac here, and welcome back to the Shadowbringers New Game Plus Story Recap Streams for Final Fantasy 15 with me, Firemac. And if you caught one of my last stream, we didn't quite make it to right before Endwalker, but we're so freaking close. We're in 5.5 territory. And yeah, you may have noticed the numbers are different now. Everything's been downscaled. There's apparently tons of other people not doing the Endwalker stuff right now as well. I don't know how I'll edit this. I guess we'll start the cutscene fresh. And then you'll watch the whole cutscene. Because it was a voice cutscene too, so I don't have to voice anything. This part though, this part I'm gonna skip through. Because I voiced it once on the stream, I'm not gonna voice it again. And everyone's like, what? What are you doing here? Alpha, no? Cool. And it's like, well, funny story, you suggest that. Anyway, I'm gonna be off now. And he also mentions Fordola. Woo! Woo! Aw. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I gotta be careful. I'll be very sad if my computer shuts down on me. Off chance I might get kicked randomly just from how many people are logged in right now, but we'll see. We're gonna tough it out.
Ere we begin, I would like to offer my gratitude to Masters Thancred and Urianger. Tis no small feat to infiltrate the Imperial capital and live to tell the tale, much less in times of civil war. Thanks to them, we may plot our course in full knowledge of how the winds blow in Garlemald.
Full glad are we to have been of service. But verily, such dangers as we did encounter pale into insignificance next to those faced by our comrades. An Ascian, armed with the might of Bahamut, bent on bringing about the final days.
Theatrix. He sought only to make a show of the power at the Teleforoi's disposal. But since then we have seen no sign of this Daniel or his worm. And while we've done what we can to bolster our defenses, there's no telling where he might strike next.
Whenever and wherever it may be, we must use the intervening time to learn more of our enemy.
Yes,
it was
quite.
with this in mind that we dispatched scouts to investigate the towers.
Yes, quite interesting. Yes. Yes.
Our advance party took longer than expected to return. And when they did, they tried to kill us. Luckily, I'd seen that sort of thing before, and we were able to restrain them before they did any harm. Then it was just a matter of letting the Porksies do their work.
Are you saying they were tempered?
Nah, they weren't tempered. They were just having
Once
a good
they'd
laugh.
come back to their senses, they told us everything they could. It seems that just as they were getting close to the tower, they heard an ear-splitting roar. And that was the last thing they remembered. But what worries me most is what they were saying right before they attacked.
What were they saying?
Glory be to Garlemald.
No, not Garlemald. What's up, Graha? What's my really oddly discolored armor? For some reason.
The Tempered have heretofore ever been thralls to primal entities. Yet these hapless souls were compelled to accept a nation as the object of their devotion. This calleth into question all that we know of the condition.
Would that the unsettling news ended there. Alas, there is more. Following the earlier reports of missing Amalja, we have learnt that other beast tribes have suffered similar losses.
That's where we got cut off last
We
time.
now have reason to believe that the abductions are connected to the appearance of the towers. Our scouts sighted black-garbed figures leading shackled Ixo in the direction of the tower in Dravania. The Temple Knights were able to intercept them before they could reach their destination, liberating the Ixal and apprehending their captors, each of whom was found to be equipped with Garlean arms and armor.
So the Empire is the common thread.
With the support of Xenos, it seems likely that Fandaniel has rallied a faction of the splintered Garlean army to the banner of the Telophoroi.
Lord Hien reached the same conclusion when I shared our findings with Doma. The plan had been to march on Garlemald from the east and west in order to force a peace treaty. But the situation has changed. Dealing with the threat of the towers must come first.
So true, so very true.
Given the nature of the enemy and the proven risk of tempering, I could think of few suitable candidates to aid in this task. But I am confident in my choice.
For Dola and Arenvald.
What?
As foreshadowed.
Resistant to primal influence as they are, they can investigate the towers without fear of being turned.
We are glad to put our gifts to use, Commander.
Gifted or not, going behind enemy lines remains a perilous undertaking. But we must know more if we're to strike back at our foe. I'm counting on you.
If it would give us the upper hand, I'd do it 100 times over. We won't let you down.
That concludes the briefing. You two, make ready and join your escort.
Are you certain about this, Arenvald?
I am. Come on, let's talk outside.
Let's see, they're gonna start talking in front of everybody. It's like, that's not exactly outside, guys. And Fordola looking angry as ever. Hey, quest over. See, we almost finished that first quest. Now that it's out in the open, I don't have to keep it under my proverbial hat anymore. Yay. Yay, Gelvis. Sorry, the Yay,
So
Gelvis.
you know, I've already gone through all the formalities at the Rising Stones. Made sure to inform Jamolda and Vamar at Ralga's Reach as well.
Jamolda.
Arenvald, I admire your enthusiasm, but this is far more dangerous than anything you have done before.
I know the risks. And I also know what's in store if we don't stop Fandaniel from carrying out his plan. With this power of mine, I can make a difference. If I stood idly by, I would regret it for the rest of my life.
And you, Fordola? Is this what you want?
What are you asking me for? It's not like I have any say in the matter.
Don't pretend. We both know Commander Aldin gave you a chance to refuse. And you didn't.
trying to play the Tuck Girl to the very end.
So the Empire's finished, is it? But that's what they're all saying. That the great and glorious Garlemald slit its own throat. And now, from out of its twitching carcass crawls the Telophoroi with bloody Xenos at its head!
The Telophoroi. So that's what they're calling themselves.
Fought for Garlemald. Killed for Garlemald. What was I part of? I need to know. Whatever it is, I need to know.
Very well. If your hearts are set on this, I shall not stand in your way.
Fist bump! All of a sudden, everyone's just doing fist bumps. I blame Naruto. Because for Naruto, I didn't really see anything like in the Japanese sphere that really...
If you finished with your touching display of camaraderie, I have a question. Which tower are you planning to investigate exactly?
Okay, so what I was trying to say is that when I say the Japanese sphere, I mean like anything, any media that's come out of Japan. I've not seen them do any kind of fist bumping until Naruto. I mean, if I missed any, please tell me. I'll gladly be wrong on this. But it just seems weird.
Well, the one in Girabani is said to be tightly guarded. It's patrol after patrol out there, apparently. We'd be spotted before we got anywhere near it. Which is why we've set our sights on the one in Pagalthan instead. There shouldn't be anything like as many Imperials to worry about down there.
Even so, I doubt the local Amalja will look kindly on it if they catch you sneaking around in their territory.
Fordola and I had a chance to learn the lie of the land in our previous forays there. We might still find trouble, but at least we won't lose our way.
Facts, facts.
Well, we'd best not keep them waiting any longer.
Mayhap when all of this is over, we could take another trip to Loxeld. I would have you know I've become a rather capable swimmer since our last visit.
Yeah.
I'll believe that when I see it. Though, to be fair, getting into deep water does seem to be a scion's lot in life. Take care, eh? It means a lot, you know. You coming with me.
I'll still owe you for saving my skin, don't I? Can't return the favour if I'm not there.
I dare say you'll get your chance before long. That Fandaniel sounds like a tricky customer. Too much for the likes of me, anyway. But we both know I'd just be another soldier if it weren't for my gift. And I need to be a damn sight more than that given what's coming. I realise I can't hold a candle to a hero like the Warrior of Light or Alphino, for that matter. He might look like he's 12, but he's seen more action than most people see in a lifetime.
That boy is not 12.
No, the fact is I'm nothing like them, and maybe I never will be. But I'll be damned if I don't try. They're counting on me. On us. So let's give it our all.
I wonder if those two are going to hit it off. You guys think they're going to hit it off? I think they might.
He does not want for conviction. That much is certain. So let us have faith in him. Him and Fordola both. While they see to the towers, I would attend to another task. Chasing down this lunar Bahamut.
Man, this is still the end of the quest.
Bloody thing. Can you hear me? It's Tataru. I'm happy to say we've managed to find Estinian.
Nice.
And I'm sorry to say he went running off again the moment we told him about Bahamut. But he did mutter something about heading to Ishgard, so if you're quick, you might still be able to catch him.
To Ishgard! Let's go!
Even if we set out this instant, he may already have left by the time we arrive. Have her send the bonanza to Ishgard. It may prove useful should we need to give chase.
Gladly. I'll see to it as soon as Kryl and I get back to the Rising Stones. Good luck.
While you go off on your dragoon hunt, Urianger and I will return to headquarters. We have much to tell the others.
I wish you every success in your search for our elusive friend. May we all meet again ere long.
Body da do. No, do not talk to Alizé, talk to Alphino, because here be dragons. Alphino is keen to track down Estinian. So Estinian was bound for Ishgard. Whatever it is that brings him home, we must hope it will keep him there long enough for us to find him. Come, there is no time to lose. Yeah, Galvis! I hope there's no congestion with me just actually teleporting over there. Also, ironically enough, with all the changes that come to job actions, my paladin looks pretty much the same right now. I haven't looked. I mean, yeah, for anyone who watched me was streaming, you guys seen me. I didn't actually bother looking into anything. All present? Good. Let us split up and search for Estinian. Since we're relatively new to this place. Oh, that's Alizé. I was like, what? Since we're relatively new to this place, Graha and I will look around the open spaces, the open squares and markets and whatnot. You and Firemac can delve into the nooks and crannies. Very well. Let us reconvene at the airship landing later, with or without Estinian. Good luck. Oh, I just remember what scene's gonna play in this quest. It's gonna be funny. I think I should begin at the Sky Stillman factory. So perhaps you could try the congregation? Lucia may well have heard news of our friend's return. So, it's our Knight's Most Heavenly. Oh, yeah, that's right. They changed how this works. Oh, this is nice. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice. Oh, I love this. I love this. Dude, that's so cool. I like that. Alright. A good evening to you. Word of light, Lord Emmerich sent word that you would be attending the meeting in Alamigo. So I gather you have not come in search of him. To what then do we owe the pleasure of your visit? Come on and see me sometime. I see. No, we were not aware of Sir Estinian had returned to Ishgard, but as I expect you remember, he is wont to come and go as he pleases. Mayhap he came seeking an audience with Lord Emmerich, only to find him absent? In any event, I'm afraid I cannot help you. Perhaps one of your companions has fared better. To the airship. Dang it. Dang it. I can't run no more. Meh. Meh. Ethernet. To the airship landing. You can actually see the question mark, which is like great. It's awesome. You don't have to guess or check the map before you select it. Oh my god, it's such a good addition. Ah, I love it. I love it.
No sign of him. Not that I've ever met him before, but the way Alphino goes on about him, I'm fairly sure I could pick him out in a crowd.
Speaking of which, it does seem awfully quiet. If the erstwhile Azure Dragoon had returned to Ishgard, would it not be a source of general excitement?
First the Scion's Coinkeeper, and now you. I'm beginning to think these meetings are more than mere coincidence. Not that I'm complaining. It's been too long.
Too long?
You look an ell taller and twice as rugged. It suits you, Alphino.
Oh, this is too funny.
Quieter, though. Have you been giving him lessons on how to be the strong, silent type?
I am not Alphino! If the two of you are such firm friends, perhaps you should remember what he looks like. And what do you mean, rugged? Ugh! Had my brother mentioned what an oaf you are, I'd never have bothered looking for you in the first place.
We can destroy the Estinian.
Estinian Wormblood. The Azure Dragoon. He who fought and felled the dread worm Nidhogg at the Warrior of Light's side. To think the day would come when I should see this living legend with my own eyes.
Tell you guys, Graha's a complete nerd.
Would someone mind explaining what is going on?
Is everything all right? I thought I heard Alize shouting. Estinian! It's been too long.
He was not prepared.
No, it's quite understandable. That was hardly the first time we've been confused for one another. Nor, I suspect, will it be the last.
Well, I, for one, will not be making that mistake again. What I will say, for the second time today, is that you've grown. Inside and out. I can tell.
One can't remain a spoiled little lordling forever, you know.
At least someone's having a good time. You know, when we were growing up, Alphino would never befriend other boys because he couldn't stand the thought of not being in charge. But maybe that's changed. He seems just as happy around Estinian as he does Arenvald.
Perhaps he sees them as brothers he never had. I think he learned how to talk with people rather than at them. Well, you can't keep them all to yourself forever. Oh, those are all such good answers. Oh, they're all such good answers. But since this is the recap, let's go with the funny one. Well, you can't keep them all to yourself forever.
Keep him to my... You're joking, aren't you? I'd be glad if someone would take him off my hands.
Mm-hmm.
No rest for the righteous, eh? Speaking of which, I was just on my way to borrow an airship to take me to Azisla.
Azisla? How could I forget? The dragon with whom Bahamut shared the deepest of bonds.
Aye, Tiamat, his mate. Even now, she remains imprisoned on Azizla, though her remorse binds her faster than any shackle.
I see. As the one who first summoned Bahamut, you believe she may be able to shine some light on his latest incarnation.
Might I suggest that we make the journey to Azizla together? I'm not sure if Tataru mentioned this, but we Scions have an airship of our own now.
I see no reason why not. Assuming your sister can bear the thought of sharing a deck with me.
Be my guest. But confuse me with Alphino again, and I'll throw you overboard. Ugh! I don't know who he thinks he is, but he's nothing like Alphino painted him to be.
Well, I think Alzy's gonna get a little crush on this thing.
I will admit, he's not exactly as I imagined him either. Based on what I had read of the man, I think I was expecting someone a little less blunt.
Oh, sweet. Didn't make us have to teleport there at all or nothing. Oh, that's the freaking minion. It's my little mini Ardbert. It's been quite some time since I last set foot in Azizla, but I understand the three of you were here rather more recently. I don't suppose you chanced to meet with Tiamat during your visit? We did not. Alas, not. We had no cause to set foot here in the Delta Quadrant, but I have studied the relevant records, which is not to say I wouldn't appreciate a first-hand account of your dealings with her. Well then, Firemac is the person to ask. As far as I know, he's the only one of us who has met Tiamat face to face. Even now, she remains prisoner in Allegan Empire. Let's just say it helped her. Let's just say it helped that Midgard Sormer was there to introduce me. Ah, yes, you were a friend of her father. I too have been with Tiamat. After the Dragonsong War came to a close, I came to speak with her, a woman who had fought her own war against man in another age. I wished to know if she harbored thoughts of vengeance and asked as much. She said no. If she yet harbored thoughts of vengeance. Okay. My hatred for your kind was extinguished long ago. But the guilt she feels for resurrecting Bahamut burns on undimmed. It torments her, even now. I see. Then your original reason for coming here was not out of concern that Tiamat had been forced to summon Bahamut. Oof. Nidhogg is a part of me. I feel his motions as my own. And now I know that he would not allow his sister to be made a tool of evil. I mean, still, even after we like got rid of the eyes, I mean, I guess it makes sense. They were kind of fused for a long time there. In his absence, it falls to me to watch over her. Here be dragons! Bow, bow, bow. Estinian, righteous indignation. Estinian is ready to lead the way to Tiamat. Tiamat waits this way. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Oh yeah, they put me real nice and close, man. They're being real generous on where they put me now. I like it. I don't have to go far. Look at all these people here. Yeah, I guess I could start talking to the NPCs now. I'm no longer in a rush. My sire's mortal companion, what bringeth thee back to this forsaken place, child of man?
It's plain she knows naught of recent events. Perhaps you should enlighten her.
That my sins should be repeated. I sensed not the faintest stirring. As to who could have called him forth, I know none save the dragons of Mercadia, Meracidia, 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 Meracidia. Let's go with Meracidia, because I'm not entirely sure. I think they're gonna say it at some point here, so I can change how to say it. Woo! Meracidia, our children. The icon claimed their souls when first he manifested. Robbed of their will, they became tools for the elegant's dark designs.
I've seen it with my own eyes. Captives of a lost empire, neither alive nor dead, existing only to preserve Bahamut's corporeal form.
Neither alive nor dead. Oh, I think she's referring to the Bahamut raid. Yes, the dragons of Meracidia are at the mercy of this Asian. There can be no other explanation. Accursed Asians, vile minions of darkness! Again. Oh my god. Okay. Again, you would profane the memory of my beloved and strip our children from their freedom, their dignity. Or are there no depths to which you will not stoop? I think I kind of lost her voice bit there, but you know, I was more into the delivery than the voice.
Your children's pain means nothing to them. They laugh at your kind suffering. But tears will not right this wrong, nor will lamentation see the perpetrators punished.
What wouldst thou have from me, slayer of dragons?
Behavior befitting a great worm. We came here to ask mighty Tiamat of the First Brood, consort of Bahamut, mother of the dragons of Meracidia, what she intends to do about the crimes committed against her children.
Were I free, I would answer thine insolence with fire, but words shall have to suffice. Recall, mortals, that it was I who did first summon my beloved, praying with all my being to bring him forth. You, who would contend with icons, cannot well be ignorant of the consequence.
You too were exposed to his influence. That you are yet in possession of your own will is testament to the indomitable strength of your soul. But were you to meet with Bahamut again, you fear you might succumb.
Indeed, ask the Dragon Slayer. He will tell thee the power we of the first brood wield. Were I to lose myself to the icon's influence, all would pay the price. But it is of little matter, for even had I the strength to resist, I yet lack the strength to break my shackles. This prison shall be my tomb.
On the matter of Bahamut's influence, at least, I believe we can be of some assistance. If you're afraid of being enthralled, don't be. We have a cure. And while we've never tried it on one such as you, its basic principles are universal.
Speakest thou in earnest?
There is no future for those bound to the past. That you committed a terrible sin, I do not dispute. But if you feel remorse, you may yet make amends. We offer you that chance. Take it, or you will forever remain a prisoner, not of these cruel shackles, but of your own guilt.
A chance to make amends? To lay Bahamut's memory to rest? When our own star faced annihilation, Hydaelyn granted us sanctuary, and now your foes would bring about her destruction? This I cannot allow. For the debt I owe to Hydaelyn, and to all who have suffered for my sins, I shall fight with you, children of man. Yeah, that little smirk on his face. Ooh, wow! Ooh, wow! Ooh, wow! Oh, frick, I forgot to talk to the NPCs. Oh well. While Porxies have been shown to be effective in curing the tempered, Tiamat must be considered a special case. She is far, far larger and immeasurably more powerful than any subject treated thus far. Were we to remove her restraints only to find that the process had failed, we would be hard-pressed to contain her. Then, before going ahead, we should learn as much as we can about the exact nature of her condition. Do you suppose we can find that information here? Why, yes, we can. We can indeed. The Allagans kept detailed records on all of their notable captives, and know exactly where to look. We shall have that We shall leave that to you then. In the meantime, the rest of us can turn our thoughts to the removal of those shackles. I know Alphino and Firemac are here well enough, but not you. Are you certain you're ready to see this through? Rest assured, sir, stating that I am both ready and willing to give my all for the sake of this star. Though that is not my only reason for wanting to set Tiamat free. While I do not claim to know all of her sorrows, I too once found myself in a prison of despair, and I will understand how hard it can be to dare to dream of escape. It took the encouragement of braver souls that I am to make me to take the first step towards a brighter future, and now I will help Tiamat do the same. I gather you are not as young as you look. Mayhap when our work here is done, we could trade tales over a pot of Tatru's famous tea? And be indebted to her for the leaves and hot water? I think not. I see. Returning swiftly to the task at hand, then. I believe the nodes governing Tiamat's restraints are located in the sector known as the flagship. Ah, yes, we are familiar with it. The ethereal chemical research facility in particular. Oh, you may wish to take this, a spirit vessel containing a small amount of my blood. No, neat. Which you just happen to be carrying around with you. I suppose that could seem rather odd to explain. Rambros, Uranger, and I are researching the use of spirit vessels in the transfers not only of memories but the traits of certain bloodlines, and so I keep one at the ready should an opportunity to test our theories arise. As for its use to you, you may recall that during our previous visit the nodes here granted access to restricted functions, having identified me as being of royal blood. And armed with that spirit vessel, I posit that they will do the same for you, even in the absence of, well, the rest of me. It seemed worth a try, at least. Agreed. We will take good care of it. To the flagship, then. Wow. Ooh. Wow. Ooh, wow. Oh god, we're going way up, aren't we? Wee! Wee! Ooh wee! Ooh wee! We're in the walker, baby! If you guys are curious, that question mark there is my Aether Compass, which I just recently learned that they got rid of and moved it towards a different menu, so that'll be fun. Alright, this time I didn't forget I can talk to the NPCs now. I would rather leave these elegant contraptions to you and Alphino. Let us split up and search the flagship for the node that controls Tiamat's restraints. But should you find a likely candidate, do not be tempted to make any adjustments. It would not do to accidentally release some manner of experimental monstrosity, nor lest Tiamat herself in the current state. Our objective at this stage is simply to identify the relevant node of nodes. Or nodes. Once we have learned that what we can, we should reconvene and compare notes prior to proceeding. So we're going up here. If I recall... Actually, I don't recall at all. There's like somewhere I didn't really notice. I think it might actually be under here. I mean, well, Estinian's here at least. These nodes, or whatever it is you call them, why do they quiver so? Aha! Clamorous node. That was close. Bleep bloop warning! Scheduled dragon restraint maintenance due in negative 2020 years. Wow, what an interesting number to pick. Failure to verify system integrity may result in unscheduled specimen release. Oh. Oh, there's multiple of these. What? There's another node. How did I not see this when I came by here? What the heck? Malodorous node. Friction between metallic components detected. Temperature increasing to critical levels. Please replace damaged parts or retreat to a safe distance. So let me guess, there's probably one over here, right? I might have walked. I don't think I talked to Alpha now. I realize I've said this before on more than one occasion, but I never cease to be amazed by Alligator technology. Amazed and disturbed. Is it the one with the Justinian now? No. Is it up? Oh god. Oh god. Camera, what? Please. Where am I going? Oh, where am I going? Okay, there we go. Obstriperous node? What the? I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Data link with Delta Quadrant broken. Possible cause, intruder, interference. Advise deployment of automated combat units. Proceed. To Altino, the boy. The Alpha No boy. Infernal things. One of them sent a swarm of mechanical Velican to plague me. I must have angered it. I'm afraid Insidious and I have little to show for our efforts. Did you find anything? I did. A node which smelled like burned hair. Yes, a chirruping node that spontaneously warned me about the neglecting of the dragon's restraints. I know. Found a way to activate mechanical sentries if it's any help. Alright, so let's just go that one. Spontaneously, you say? Well, that does sound promising. Almost especially so, in fact. But then you were in possession of the spirit's vessel. I dare say it is indeed the node of which Graha spoke. And it was chirruping, you say? Very well, let us take a closer look. Chirruping, right? That was what that is, right? Bum bum d. Oh, it's no down here. The one, no. This node. Aha. Stuck to Alpha No. As I suspected, the node will not acknowledge my authority to issue it instructions. How did the Elegants tell these godforsaken things apart? Bleep! Do you wish to operate the dragon restraint mechanisms? Bleep bloop. You do not have the requisite access privileges. Operation of the dragon restraint mechanisms may only be undertaken by the chief technologist and members of the royal family. Or those with a vessel full of royal blood, perhaps. Graha called it. Bleep! New user detected. Commencing biometric authentication. Beep! Authentication complete. User identified as member of the royal family. Please state your name. Estinian Wormblood. Oh, I'm saying my name. I'm sorry. Screw you guys. Welcome, Firemac Summers. You may operate the dragon restraint mechanisms when ready. I wonder what would happen if I did Estinian. Bleep bloop, error! Unable to disengage restraints of the specimen, Tiamat. A system update is required. A system update? What do you suppose it is asking of us? I could hazard a guess. To smash it to pieces. That's hilarious. They're both kind of funny. Well, that's more than I can say, confounded bloody thing. User agitation detected. Initiating guidance program. Bloop. In order to operate the restraint mechanism, I require access to the central control system. However, I'm unable to establish a link to said system due to the obsolescence of my own software. Obsolete. The issue can be resolved by applying a system update using the corresponding terminal located within the flagship. So this thing can release the restraints or not? It can, but only once it has received the requisite system update, as far as I can tell. Until which time it'll float there spewing nonsense. User dissatisfaction detected. Initiating implication protocols. Bloop. I am here to help. Rest assured that I will be on hand to guide you through every step of the system update process. How gratifying, but I dare say we will fare better with guidance than without it. Oh, wee bee, whoa, whoa, whoa. I think we're 4 quests in now. Well, let's talk with the boys. I don't know what possessed the Alligans to surround themselves with these chattering ores, but the fact that they remain while their creators do not speaks volumes. The citizens' colonies always make operating these Alligan devices seem so easy. For vengeance, the restrainment node stands poised to lend a hand, figuratively speaking. Bloop! Guiding user to terminal. This way, please. Bum 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 bum. Is it this side? No. Okay, it's on the other side. Not there. All the way around to where the trials were, right? Right. No. Well, close enough. This terminal appears to be similar to the one we encountered when we first set foot here. Let us hope it will be equally helpful. Don't look at me. This is a task for you and Alphino. Bloop! Access granted to user Firemac Summers and his adolescent companion. Master Summers' other companion is deemed a potential risk to safe operation and has been denied access privileges until further notice. Let's see. According to the terminal, the central control system is presently employing software version 56.135. Dare I ask which version you are employing? Why, software version 42.002, of course! Bleep bloop, warning! Errors detected in the data management system. Estimated time required for update, 5 years, 1 day. That is rather longer than we were hoping. Aren't there any other options? For instance, using this terminal to operate TMS restraints instead? Bloop! The proposed method is indeed an option. Please be warned, however, that the procedure may have changed as a result of the system update, and my instructions may no longer be accurate. Well, I can't imagine it will have changed at all that much. As long as we pay due attention to any discrepancies, I dare say we shall be able to muddle our way through. Don't bother trying to explain, just tell me if we've made any progress. I would say so, yes, it does. However, require that I remain here to operate the terminal. I shall inform you via Lick Pearl once I am ready to release the shackles. It might be best if you left the spirit vessel with me. I may yet have use for it. Rest assured, I will be certain to return to Grahatia once this is over. You got it. You got it. You got it. You got it. Just a little more work and Tiamat will be free. But before we go any further, there is something I would know. When Tiamat and her kin fought against the Algan Empire, both sides were but dancing to the tune of the Asians. It was the same in Ishgard, where they stoked in the fire's conflict between man and dragon from the shadows. Who did he say? Both sides, okay. Between man and dragons from the shadows. Okay, yeah. All that the ashes touch turn to ash. Thus have you made it your mission to fight them. But there have been times when you tried to reach out to them instead, to find common ground. And so I must ask, what do you intend to do with Fandaniel? Will you try and reach out to him too? I will try, yes. If that fails, I will remember him. Certainly after I've wiped the smile off his face. I'm going with the middle one. That's more me, you know. If it fails, I will remember him. In death. I see a little point in reasoning with the wretch, or remembering him for that matter. But perhaps there's a difference between you and me. You see the good in people, even if it be the faintest glimmer. I only hope you do not come to rue your benevolence. You think us unwise for viewing the world thus? Far from it. That has ever been your way, as I learned when we journeyed together with Iceheart. Yet the fact remains that there are some who view compassion as a weakness to be exploited, and there may come a time when you extend a hand of friendship only to wish that you had dealt the killing blow. So, save your mercy for those who deserve it. Well, we should be getting back to our task. If Alphino has things in hand here, I suggest we join the others. Agreed, Estidian. I'm getting extremely warm, by the way. I might be taking off my sweater, but I can't yet. Did I hear a cat? I might have heard a cat. Alright, we're going all the way back to Tiamat, so let's go. What am I hearing right now? Oh, there's a trash. The trash is here. It's trash day, by the way. As I'm streaming super early, you can tell. I mean, hopped on as soon as the patch went live. Oh, look at that view. Well, look at that in the freaking top left. What is that? Oh, what is that? Looks crazy. It's cool though. Team Matt, we're coming to release you. Are you happy? It's gonna be crazy, yo. We can release you. Team Matt! Team Matt! Whoa, whoa. Put that away. If this Fandaniel truly is without reason or creed, he is no better than a rabid dog. Treat with him if you must, but be ready to do what is necessary. So the spirit vessel proved useful after all? Excellent! Estinian told me all is well, but nothing more. Honestly, it's like getting blood out of a stone with him. I take it from Alphino's absence that he is needed elsewhere. Well, that all sounds rather frustrating, but if you got there in the end, while you were off talking to Nodes, Grau and I were learning as much as we could about Tiamat's condition. I was about to give him Alice's voice. Our readings confirm that their ethereal balance leans strongly towards the umbral, as was the case with the kobolds. Therefore, all other things being equal, the treatment should work. The difficulty lies in the sheer quantity of ether with which we must contend. Multiple applications of the treatment will inevitably be required, but if we are to reverse the effects of the temporary completely... Hold on, I didn't say that right. Multiple applications of the treatment will inevitably be required if we are to reverse the effects of the tempering completely. There, that's how I was supposed to say it. Meaning, I'll need all the ether I can get. Thank you in advance. Although this endeavor will ask much of us, we do have one reason to be optimistic. Namely, that Tiamat shows no signs of fanatical devotion, suggesting a milder case of tempering than that suffered by the kobolds. Tiamat saw Bahamut as an equal rather than a god. Might that have made a difference? Now that you mention it, it very well might. She would not have believed it necessary to defer to his will. But enough talk. It's time we put our theories to the proof. Tell Alphino to disengage the restraints' ethereal dampers. Beep beep beep. I'm counting on you, Angelo. Ah, what such warmth! The frost that shrouded my soul doth begin to thaw. But what are these? Visions of days long forgotten, of war with men and Allag. Wherefore do such baleful memories return to me now? Could it be that the process of restoring her soul is to its pre-tempered state is awakening ancient memories? Or might the opposite be true, and so by helping her recall the past, we may be able to speed her recovery? Firemac, she trusts you. Speak to her. Ask her to tell you of times past. Tell me of Bahamut and the Ascians. Tell me of your war with the men in Alley. Well, obviously, we're going to talk about Bahamut, because that's, they love, she loves Bahamut. But, I don't know about the Ascians. It might make her mad. Ah, Bahamut, my beloved. Would that the peace we found in Mericidia could have lasted for eternity, but alas, it was not to be. The Ascians saw to that. In all creation I know none more wicked. It was at their behest that the men of Allah first came onto Mericidia, onto our home. The tale began when Bahamut and I left our father's side. We took wing in search of a place to make our eyrie. Beyond the southern ocean, we discovered a lush and fertile land. It would come to be known as Mericidia by the children of men, though many years were to pass before they crossed the seas. Upon our arrival, we were welcomed by the peaceful people of the forest, kin to the trees, surrounded by nature's bounty. Bahamut and I found a place to raise our young. Fascinating. This correlates with the writings of the Charlatan scholar Rubusha. She posits that man first settled on the southern continent towards the end of the Second Astral Era. Correctly, it would appear. If only she were with us to hear the tale of Tiamat herself. Again, Angelo! When first the children of men arrived on our shores, no foot did they set in those places over which we held dominion. Such was their fear of the dragon kind. As they kept their distance, so did we let them be. Yet as the days went by, ship after ship appeared upon the horizon, bearing ever more of their brethren, who divided the vast land amongst themselves. For a time they knew peace and prosperity, but as their numbers grew, the smaller their share came to seem, and soon they began to covet the territory of their fellows. Ere long, man fought to man. Blood was answered with blood, and none could see an end to the strife, until one day they came to us. Recognizing our wisdom, they entreated us to intercede in their conflicts. Bahamut agreed, and with him presiding over the affairs of men, the land knew peace once more. Alas, those golden days of harmony too were fated to end, for men of Allag slew my beloved and I. And I, in my rage, and sorrow heeded the envenomed words of the Asians. The rest thou knowest only too well. But your tale doesn't have to end there. When you are free, we'll rid the world of the Asians together. You and your brother, beloved, will have justice. Yeah. Fine sentiments, but you're almost spent. I'll keep watch from above. If the treatment fails, run. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I swear, when this is over... Keep going, Alizé, the magic is working! Aw, yeah. Oh, well, I knew this wasn't going to be easy. No patient could have prepared me for treating the Great Worm. But we're close. I can feel it. And while I've got a few more drops of ether left to give, with yours and Graha's, this will work. Then I believe I speak for both of us when I say that you may have to take as much as you require. Careful, I might hold you to that. Alright, here I go. Porksy beam! Boingo, boingo! Yeah. Whew. Yeah.
No. I'm almost there.
Seems I need to take off this sweater. Ugh. Freaking dying in the heat.
This is it, Angelo.
Yes! I feel it! The icon's grip groweth weak!
Did it work?
We won't know for certain until the shackles are removed.
Do it, Steve. Do it, boy. Answer me this, children of man. Can my kindred be saved in like manner?
Many have been subjected to the Allagan's dark arts, their flesh irrevocably altered. For such tortured souls, I fear there can be no salvation.
My children. Should you hearken unto my call, we shall fly together once more. But should you not, I shall grant you peace. Better to die than live as a tool of evil. You too wish this, I know, and I shall do as I must. She's speaking too much, man.
When that time comes, you won't be alone. We'll stand by you.
Thou hast my gratitude, little one.
Alphino's ready. It's time. do it. And let's hope the treatment worked as it should.
Bahamut, my beloved. For vengeance and atonement, I rise.
By the gods!
Urianger, your timing could not be better. Understood, we're on our way. It's Bahamut. He's been sighted over Pagalthan. He flies for the largest Amalta settlement in the region, at the head of a vast host, including dragons.
Did you hear all that, Alphino? You'd best rejoin your comrades. I'll make my own way. Our enemy awaits. Shall we?
Our man just riding on dragons like it's nothing. So Tiamat's freaking free, isn't that insane? Also, where's Midgard Sormer, man? And like, I know he's still with us. There's no reason why he should be gone. He should have something to say. I'll be fine. Plenty of time to recover on the airship. Well, I'm sure you're desperate to join Estinian and Tiamat in battle. 'Twould be wiser to gather the full strength of science first. The foe we face demands no less. For vengeance. That was 4 quests, man.